Hi, and welcome to another episode of Karen Review, where we review Karens. The fuck do you expect? It's in the title. So I uploaded the first episode of this series a week ago, and I got a lot of positive feedback, and you clearly wanted more of this, even though nobody wanted more of my Minecraft gameplay. Don't worry, one day they'll realize that you're a Minecraft god. Anyway, so welcome back. This is episode 2 of Karen Review. Let's go, let's just start. So the first Karen had her car blocked in the parking lot by an ambulance because a person got stabbed in the face. And obviously, as a normal citizen of wherever the fuck she's from, I don't know, she starts screaming at the ambulance to move the ambulance, even though the guy in the ambulance is bleeding the fuck out from being stabbed in the face.
Here dealing with the stabbing victim should move because you're inconvenienced.
The world is not going to stop.
You have someone that got stabbed in the head, so we can't do that right now, okay?
Well, I'm not going to stay here for them.
You're gonna stay here, okay?
No, we're going to move
Yes,
on.
Alright, so this is a pretty good start, I would say. She's insensitive to people around her, she's a complete asshole, she doesn't care about first responders, she's obviously in the wrong, but she still stands on her point. A solid start. In this episode we start out with a solid 7 out of 10. Good job, Karen. So the second Karen refuses to go inside the store that requires you to have a mask on. In the USA, I've heard that there are a lot of shops that now require you to wear a mask when you go inside the shop. But she decides, nah, I'm not gonna do that, even though the shop offered to give her a free mask and just give her an opportunity to go inside the shop.
Get a manager
Yeah.
for you if you'd like to hang out with me for
Awesome.
just a moment. If not, we can provide you with one.
I'm not wearing a mask.
Okay, understood. Allow me
Perfect.
just a moment and I'll
Go ahead.
reassure you.
Go. Hi. Hi, I have a medical condition that I'm not allowed to wear a mask, and I'm not required by HIPAA rules and regulations to
Okay.
disclose that.
Okay, can we shop for you?
So, what does that look like? I have private things I want to get that
We can
maybe I
shop-
don't want
we
you
can
to
shop
see.
for you, but I can't let you in the store without a mask.
Okay.
So again, obviously she's in the wrong, but she is surprisingly calm about it, which is at the lower end of the spectrum for a Karen. She should be screaming more. And also she's surprisingly civilized. I mean, obviously she's in the wrong here and she's still adamant about it, which is a good part about a Karen, but she's surprisingly calm. People are able to have a conversation with her, which brings her to the lower scale of the Karen, which means she's a 4 out of 10. She just doesn't behave like a Karen, she doesn't scream enough. Next Karen. I did not steal that from anyone. Shut up. So the next clip is actually of 3 Karens in a confrontation. So the dilemma started when the girl in the other car couldn't get inside of her car because they parked too close to her. So obviously the normal thing to say in that situation is, you parked your car wrong? I hope you get raped by a pitchfork.
Taping us illegally. She's talking shit.
It's not illegal. They're threatening me. She told me she hopes I get raped by a pitchfork, and I'm gonna go to the cops, and I need evidence.
So what is the problem?
And then the other girl, and she also gets angry and calls her a fat bitch. So this is just a combat between Karens.
Wearing those ugly ass clothes.
Bitch, I wear what I feel like.
Stop arguing with the stupid fucking whore. If you keep arguing with the stupid fucking whore, they keep arguing with you.
Don't worry.
She's gonna post that video, and then I'm gonna have her fucking stupid ass arrested.
My boyfriend hit your car. You were gonna call the cops.
Ugly ass fat
I'm
bitch.
sorry guys, can we just end this?
So the Karens here are pretty low tier. Like I would say all 3 Karens in this videos are like 2s each. But since there are 3 of them, I guess it turns out to 6 out of 10. The reason for that, the reason I believe they're on the lower end of the spectrum is that when you are a Karen and you meet a Karen, you need to leave that case study as fast as possible, because then you're not annoying anyone, you're annoying each other, which is taken away from the time that you can use on annoying innocent civilians. So pretty much they're taking their time to annoy other Karens, which shows their lack of experience as Karens and shows the lack of annoyance that they should have. But it's 6 out of 10 simply because there's 3 of them. The quantity brings the number up. So the 4th Karen is actually a part 2 of the Karen that we talked about in episode 1. So this is a Karen that got a 2 out of 10 in the first episode because she was annoying, but she was being annoying just to get attention, and that's not a good quality for a Karen. But here in part 2, we see something even more pathetic. When she gets kicked out of the ring, you can see that everybody is happy, which means that this Karen not only did this thing only for attention, but she also failed so pathetically that instead of ruining someone's day, she made people happy. So that's why I'm giving her a re-evaluation and taking her from a 2 out of 10 to a 0 out of 10. So yeah, I'm now officially kicking her out of the Council of Karen. She will no longer be recognized as Karen. She's nothing to us. Pathetic. Now for the next clip, I want to show that being a Karen isn't simply stuck to being one gender. It's not only females that can be Karens. Here I want to show you a male Karen. So this guy didn't get his delivery in time or something. I don't know, it's a really short clip. I didn't really get the whole story. But what's important is the scream and the demeanor he has.
God fucking damn it! Give me the order right now!
As you can see, the screams are on point. It's a combination of screaming words and screeching at the same time, which is a high talent skill in the Karen registry, Karenology. I'm gonna make a religion out of this. He screams, he gets angry, he pretty much does everything a Karen should do, but the clip is sadly way too short for me to give him a fair evaluation and be able to see what his potential really is as a Karen. So I would say from what I can see, the screams are fine, he is angry. Sadly, he doesn't really seem to be going for the personal attacks or looking insane enough. I will give him a 5 out of 10. You can clearly see he's not experienced as a Karen. He still needs some work done to be a perfect Karen, but he's on the way. So the next Karen is Australian, and she sees people in Australia not speaking English. As in the last video, racism is obviously extra points for in Karenology. Here's something I want you guys to know. This is an older Karen, which means she clearly has more experience in being a Karen and more experience in being qualified and showing that, hey, I know which points to hit to annoy people. And look at this, she attacks all the good points.
No, people speak well. It's the international city here. You shut up, you fucking racist.
I'm getting a bit back when
You are
there's so
racist.
many of you.
Oh, this is a dinosaur.
And
Okay,
you won't speak English.
push me.
If I went to your
English.
country to work,
Are you
I would
crazy?
learn your language.
Don't think like that.
Do you see that? She's saying her words but then disengaging just to show them that their words have no effect on her, which further makes the other guys more angry. It's so efficient, so perfect. Every single move she does has an effect on it like a fucking kung fu master. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Good racism. Yeah, good racism, good fighting, good way to engage the other people, good way to disengage and ignore their opinions while showing your own. And this comment clearly ruined a lot of people's days that she was having a conversation with, because you can see even after the Karen left, they're discussing the Karen. So it has a lingering effect. So 9 out of 10, fantastic job. I don't know if someone can surpass this in this episode, but we will see, I guess. So the next Karen is in a church gathering or something like that, I guess, and then she invites a girl to the bathroom to talk to her in private, and she tells the girl, "You shouldn't wear that skirt, you're too fat." And obviously this ends up with the girl crying, which, again, extra points when a Karen makes someone cry.
She's a chubby girl. She's got a dress on that's appropriate. It comes down to about top of her knees.
So you're sitting here calling me fat?
Oh, you don't think you are?
No, because I fucking love who I am. I'm sorry. No,
You
get
can
the
love
fuck
you.
out of my face.
I don't have to. And don't swear at me like that.
I don't give
again.
a shit.
I do.
But here's the problem. The Karen gets verbally demolished. You can see that the Karen becomes uncomfortable. The Karen is the one to leave the bathroom first. She starts crying. She gets confronted by other people. And in the long run, this Karen takes an L.
Right, because guess what? I've been recording this entire thing, and I will show my parents that I will never come back to this church because of how much you are disrespectful. Disrespectful. She called me fat.
So, yeah, I would say this had a potential to be a high-level Karen if she just took the high ground and kept calling her fat, kept punching her while she was down. But sadly, the Karen kind of admits defeat, because after she realizes that she is being recorded, she gets scared, obviously. So it had potential to be an 8 out of 10, but I'll give it a 6 out of 10 simply because she got scared at the end. Still a good Karen though. So as I mentioned earlier, Karen isn't really stuck to being one gender. It can be both males and females, but at the same time it's not stuck to being one race either. Not every Karen is white, and this is proven by the next Karen being Indian. So this Karen is holding up a parking spot just by standing on it.
So you guys are in our parking spot right now. Move. What's going on here?
You gonna
move.
Me? I'm gonna call my lawyer.
Move.
How can you?
This is a free public spot.
So it's a quite short clip of a Karen, but it shows a lot of potential. She is being ignorant. She's threatening to call her lawyer, but she doesn't really get loud. She is around her kids while she is screaming at someone, which is further creating a new generation of Karens, which is obviously extra points. But at the end of the day, it's not that impressive, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's okay. It's a good start for a Karen. I think this is a good portfolio for her. She can probably work her way up the Karen ladder. And also big shout out to her for creating more future Karens, because you can see her children are right behind her, backing her up like generals at war. It's amazing. 6 out of 10, good job Karen. So the next Karen goes into a shop where Chinese people work, and she realizes, oh shit, they're talking Chinese to each other. That's not good, I have to do something about that. So she picks a fight with them. And obviously, as I mentioned earlier, racism means extra points.
Shut up. Speaking in Chinese in front of me. Shut up. You're rude. Speak English in Canada. Bro, what the hell is going on? Does he start fights with all your fucking people? Then get him in the back. That is rude. Shut up and get out of here, you idiot.
So this is kind of a classic Karen trope where you go into a shop and start a fight. So obviously, I'm going to take that into account, so I can't give her too high of a point just for that. To get higher points as a Karen, you have to find a situation that's more unusual. So it's a 2-minute clip just to summarize what happened. She goes in the store, she starts screaming a little bit, she starts being racist, and it's all fun and it's all fine, but it's too generic. So obviously it's extra points for racism, and but apart from that, it was pretty boring. So I would say it was about to be a 5 out of 10, but then she added racism, so it's 7 out of 10. I mean, she clearly can be a good Karen, but she doesn't have the experience yet to pick fights somewhere that's not a shop. Because when you're a Karen and you pick a fight in a shop or a fast food restaurant, it shows the lack of initiative you take. Because if you just pick a fight at the obvious locations, you're clearly not being creative with your Karening. And a perfect example of that is the next Karen along. So the next Karen, she picks a fight on someone else's garden. You know what I mean by showing initiative? She goes up onto someone's garden and picks a fight there. So that's obviously extra points for being creative and taking initiative. The quite opposite of the last Karen that went into a shop where you were meant to start, where most Karens start fights.
Why did you come to our house to confront us about trash being left in the street, saying that one of our friends did it?
I didn't say one of your friends did.
Yes, you did.
I asked.
Why
the driver?
No, the question is, do you understand?
All I wanted was the Comcast number because they put trash on my property. That's all I wanted. I wasn't blaming you. I wasn't blaming your wife. I wasn't blaming any of your fucking friends. All I wanted, and your wife can corroborate this information.
You told me back to my house.
I'm not at your house. I'm in the public property.
Oh, okay.
In front of the street.
And now you're gonna pretend that you weren't just walking to my door through my gate, completely uninvited, as I told you to leave. Correct?
I'm not uninvited. I walked up to your house because
No. You walked through the gate up to my door.
Unlocked gate.
So this Karen pretty much threatens the family that's living there with saying like, you throw trash everywhere, you were yelling at my neighbor, blah blah blah. It's like a neighborly quarrel. It's pretty classic. Extra points for being creative and taking the initiative to fight in someone else's garden. But apart from that, it was quite boring, so I would say 5 out of 10. Yeah, no, you're a fucking dumbass. Hey, Ravi from the future here. So past me is a fucking dumbass. This is not a 5 out of 10. It's much higher because you can clearly see the insanity in her eyes. She says dumb shit like, I can break into your house as long as the door is unlocked. She says a lot of crazy shit. She picks a fight, she gets loud, she screams, but yet ruins someone else's day with the civilized and personal comments. So I take back giving her a 5 out of 10. This is the clear 8 out of 10. I made a big mistake here, and I admit that. Now, welcome to the intermission. This is the wholesome Karen bonus part. In the wholesome Karen bonus part, I want to show you a Karen that stands out from the normal Karens and just has fun.
Buckets! Buckets! She got you buckets! Oh, she got you buckets! She got you buckets! Ah!
Aw, isn't that wholesome? Obviously she gets a 0 out of 10 because she's a shit Karen, but it's wholesome, so I'll let it slide. It's adorable. Hey, before we get back to the Karens, did you know 92% if you aren't subscribed? Please subscribe or I'll stop doing Karen review or something. I don't know how to threaten people. Just subscribe, please. Anyway, back to the normal Karens. So the next Karen is stuck in a traffic incident, and it's a step up from being in a shop where you just pick a fight with the shopkeepers because that's boring. But when you're in a traffic incident, you have to be a bit more creative, and she is screaming not only at one car, but at every single car around her, which is amazing in itself.
You're the one with the Christ thing on your car, you dumbass! You impotent piece of shit! I hope your kids get cancer! What are you looking at? ¡Cierra tus ojos! ¡Pinche madre! What are you filming me, you sick fuck? Is that funny to you?
So, for this Karen, I would like to give her extra points for instead of focusing on one car and ruining someone's day, she's ruining a lot of people's days by shouting at a lot of cars. Extra points for that. She's telling people to get cancer. She's speaking Spanish just so people that don't speak English and only speak Spanish can get offended as well. It's amazing. It's great. 7 out of 10. Pretty fascinating Karen. Pretty good job. So the next Karen sees kids having fun, and that's a no-go for a Karen. If you want to be a Karen and you see kids having fun, you have to take time out of your day to ruin theirs. Their day can't be a good day if you see them having fun, which is exactly what this Karen does. She sees them just hanging around, riding their fucking, I don't know, what the fuck are they called, hoverboards, even though they don't hover, fuck that shit. Anyway, back to the Karen. So she gets in an argument with a 14-year-old kid, and you know that you're a good Karen when the 14-year-old kid is the mature one in the conversation.
Have a great day. Sorry about what happened.
How about you go fuck yourself?
I'm trying to be nice to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That goddamn phone.
You're not gonna touch my phone. Take my hoverboard, take my hoverboard. This is my property. You're not gonna touch my property. Grab my hoverboard. This is my property. You're not gonna touch my property. No. This is my property. My phone is my property.
Parents pay for your phone.
It doesn't matter. It's still my property. You do not have the right to touch my phone. Then why are you gonna? I try to apologize and you have it. Quit walking towards me. Quit walking towards me. You assault me and I will assault you. Don't assault me.
So she has a conversation with a 14-year-old kid where the kid shows that he clearly has 300 more IQ than the Karen, which is obviously more points to the Karen because the dumber you can look, the more amazing you are as a Karen. And if the video had stopped there, it would have been a 6 out of 10, but then it takes a step up. She tries to kill the kid by driving a car over him.
Plate. That's the license plate. She's trying to hit me with her car now. I think you just got that on video. I got that on video. You just tried hitting me with your car.
Extra points for attempted murder. Good job, Karen. 8 out of 10. I'm amazed. So the next clip starts kind of wholesome, which I know that's not what you're here to see. You're not here to have your fucking nips tingle and your heart warmed. Nah, don't worry. So it starts off by a girl just visiting her sister, singing happy birthday to her because there's social distancing, they can't be close. And it's pretty wholesome. And if I was an empathetic human and cared for people, I would have enjoyed that. But I'm not, so I only enjoyed it when the Karen came out screaming and told him to shut the fuck up and don't be happy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'm so loved. People do love me. I didn't know.
You're so whack.
Sorry guys, but I'm actually working inside and you're making my dog bark and my customers are yelling at me. So if we could just quiet down.
Your dog was barking before.
Because he heard shit outside.
Okay, is that my problem or yours? Sister, happy birthday, and I'm gonna leave.
Have you seen it inside?
No, because we're social distancing. Do you not understand that?
I do.
Okay, so close your door. Close your door. And let me carry on about my fucking day.
So the Karen starts saying shit like, oh, my dog is barking because you're talking. So In a way, she's saying it's your fault that I didn't train my dog well, which is a good point for a Karen to take, to blame others for her mistakes. So obviously higher points, but something happens again, because at the end she admits that she's in the wrong. As a Karen, you need to stand on your points and keep pushing through and saying, I'm the one that's right, even though you're not. So the fact that she gave up and said that, no, never mind, I'm sorry, just do your thing and fuck off, this shows that this Karen is underqualified. She didn't stick to her point. So I would say 4 out of 10. Could have been higher if she stood on her point and said, it's your fault that my dog isn't trained well enough, but she didn't, and sadly that was the fault of this Karen. So the next Karen is kind of a copycat Karen. So if you remember the Kids Bop Karen from the last episode.
My kids can't hear me calling you a bitch.
Your window's open.
They can't hear me because they're listening to Kids Bop.
Where she came and screamed at someone else's window and said that her kids can't hear her because they're listening to Kids Bop. She said, bitch. The Kids Bop Karen was a 10 out of 10. And this Karen tried to copy her. She went onto someone's car, started swearing. But the problem here is her vocabulary is lacking compared to the Kids Bop Karen. So all she says, instead of being versatile, calling her a bitch, calling her a whore, saying a lot of things like the Kids Bop Karen does, she just calls her a fat ass.
Hey, fat ass, I'm trying to get out of the parking lot. I'm not that lazy that I have to go through a drive-through. You don't need to pull through someone who's
it looks like you're trying to cut me off.
I'm not that fat. I don't have to get in line and sit in my
car.
car.
You have a really smart mouth to have 2 kids in the back seat.
Well, you know what? If you weren't so rude.
Well, I didn't know what you were doing. Thank you. Excuse me.
Someone's pointing
Excuse me. I can't see you.
Shut up, fat ass.
Oh.
Her kids are in the car, which obviously brings it a little bit up because you're, again, like raising a new generation of Karens. But sadly, at the end of the day, it's not an impressive Karen, and she does kind of get demolished by the person that's not a Karen when the person says this.
Get another injection.
So yeah, this Karen just lost the argument, and she clearly had her day ruined more than the guy in the car. So 3 out of 10. It's pretty bad. The next Karen crashed their car into someone else's car and then says, oh, it's just a crash, chill the fuck out.
See ya.
Wow.
Fucking stupid bitch.
God,
no, I'm done, babe. Man, fuck you, you fucking cunt bitch. I'll fuck you up, I'm telling you now. I will fuck you up. Oh. You fucking cunt. You bastard bitch, bastard dog.
Oh, Namakafa.
She pretty much has an argument and then she said something in another language, and through intensive research, with that I mean I read the Reddit comments, and the things she said apparently translates into like the N-word in Afrikaans, which is a language in South Africa. So racism, extra points, obviously, but again, the Karen itself is quite boring. She's just picking a fight with someone at a traffic stop. It's not really that intense. She's just swearing at them. Nothing happening. No personal attacks. No kids being affected. No, she isn't stopping up traffic, impressively enough, even though she should. She's in the perfect position on the road to stand in the middle of the road and ruin traffic for everyone, but she doesn't take that opportunity. So 5 out of 10. It's okay. The last Karen is another amazing Karen. So the next Karen finds a Mexican guy just doing his job, riding a truck, delivering packages or some shit. I don't know what his job is. He's driving a truck. That's what's important. That's all we get to know. But the Karen thinks, oh no, this isn't fair. You look like you're Mexican. You must be illegal.
Hello. I have a problem. There's a guy that
Oh.
came out in the bushes. He's trying to take pictures of me. He looks illegal. I'm at Walmart. There's a guy illegal here. He's illegal. He doesn't speak English. He's coming out in the bushes at Walmart in Glendora. Hey, he's being weird. He's from Mexico. The other guy behind him might snap my nose. He's gonna drive a truck out of here. He's illegal and belongs to Mexico.
Not only that, you know how some Americans love to say that, no, the Mexicans or the people moving into our country are stealing our jobs. Well, she thinks that they're literally stealing her jobs. She thinks that it's so dumb. She thinks that the Mexicans break into people's houses and steal their work uniforms and then go work for them.
I beat up. No, it's not racist. My dad is black. My dad
fucking don't know everybody's goddamn illegal shit. So he could be punking your fucking job, taking your fucking outfit, working to get paperwork. I have all my paperwork over here. My dad's black, asshole. My dad's fucking black.
This Karen is racist, extra points for that. She's completely fucking retarded because she believes that the way that the Mexicans are stealing their jobs is by stealing their job clothes and working for them, in which case they wouldn't earn money, but somehow in their delusional mind, that's what's happening. And obviously extra points for that as well. So this Karen is an amazing and fascinating 9 out of 10. I can't believe it. We had 2 9 out of 10s in this video. So yeah, I'm gonna end it on this on this positive note. Remember to like and subscribe and tell me if you want more Karen reviews. I will do it if you want them. Bye.